Radio Istrofi, die Tangaraki.
You are tuned into the leading internet radio station in the city.
Wewe ni Mungu mpasua bahari, haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Wewe ni Mungu mtuliza mawimbi, haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Unafanya mambo ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kufanya. Unatoa faraja ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kutoa. Haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Unafanya mambo ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kufanya. Unatoa faraja ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kutoa. Haufananishwi Baba, haufananishwi na kitu kingine.
Our station, our talent, our people.
Na kitu kingine. Si mwepesi wa hasira, unagairi mabaya. Haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Mungu mwenye
You are listening to Radio Yesterova.
Our station, our talent, our people.
Die Tangaraki.
This is the news on Radio Yesterova.
In the latest news, identity of Western Cape's new anti-gang unit post still unknown. City of Cape Town plans to secure energy needs using new clean energy supplies, and Cape Town's new water program gets underway. Good afternoon. Since the announcement that South African Police Service appointed a new head to the Western Cape anti-gang unit, it is still unclear who the person is. This comes after the Commissioner of Police of the Western Cape, Lieutenant General Thembisile Patekile, declared that a new brigadier would be appointed alongside 47 new police officers. At the time, Western Cape MEC for Police Oversight and Community Safety, Regan Allen, welcomed the appointment of a brigadier whose background he was familiar with. Meanwhile, according to Provincial Police spokesperson Colonel Andre Trout, Brigadier Joseph Rabuliba is the commander of the anti-gang unit in the Western Cape. Now the City of Cape Town says it has embarked on an ambitious journey to secure the energy's used city by using new clean energy supplies to alleviate energy poverty. It comes after the city's energy MMC, Beverly van Reenen, was addressing delegates at the Africa Energy Indaba earlier this week, where she said that the metro's target was to become carbon neutral and climate resilient by 2050. Van Reenen said that Cape Town's goal is to become the first major city in the country to protect its residents from Eskom's rolling power cuts by 2026. And she added the municipality seeks to achieve this by adding new clean megawatts onto the grid and to not rely on Eskom. She then went on to highlight that Cape Town is the first city in the country to buy excess solar photovoltaic power from businesses as well as households. And taking a look at the third story, the City of Cape Town has implemented new water program in an effort to diversify and expand Cape Town's new water supply energy sources and meet the growing water demands of an increasing population. According to the city, expanding Cape Town's water supply sources is becoming critical following rapid population growth, which has increased by 27.6% since 2011 to reach 4.78 million in 2022. City of Cape Town Water and Sanitation MMC Councillor Zahid Badruddin outlined that the population growth and the impact of climate change, such as erratic weather patterns, has intensified water demand and strained existing water infrastructure, posing significant risk to water security in a city prone to drought. While in an effort to mitigate this, The NWP aims to add 300 million liters of water per day from water new sources by 2030 through the implementation of comprehensive and diverse initiatives, including the clearing of alien invasive plants, groundwater extraction through aquifers, water reuse, infrastructure maintenance, and long-term plans for desalination. I'm back with the following news update at the top of the hour. Reporting to you from Radio East River, I am Lulama Klassen.
You are listening to Radio East River.
Yes,
Our station, our talent, our people.
Tidang Raki.
Wewe ni Mungu upasua bahari, haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Wewe ni Mungu mutuliza mawimbi, haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Unafanya mambo ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kufanya. Unatoa faraja ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kutoa. Haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Haufananishwi na
You are listening to Radio East River.
unafanya mambo ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kufanya. Unatoa faraja ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kutoa. Haufananishwi Baba, haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Si mwepesi wa hasira, unagairi mabaya. Haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Mungu mwenye wivu, unatunza maagano. Haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Unafanya mambo ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kufanya. Unatoa faraja ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kutoa. Haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Haufananishwi na kitu kingine. Unafanya mambo ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kufanya. Unatoa faraja ambayo mwanadamu hawezi kutoa. Mfalme mwema, mwaminifu, Baba uweza yote, una nguvu, haushindwi. Pokea utukufu, mfalme mwema, mwaminifu, Baba uweza yote, una nguvu, haushindwi. Pokea utukufu, heshima na sifa zote. Ewe Mungu umetukuka, twakupa heshima na sifa zote. utukufu wako mutakatifu, mutakatifu Bwana wa majeshi, dunia yote imejawa nao utukufu wako. Nakupa heshima na sifa zote, ewe Mungu umetuumba. Nakupa heshima na sifa zote.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Submissions are now open for all types of South African music to be playlisted on Radio Yesterday. The likes of gospel, trip en hip-hop.
Dan wat gaat zij maken? Protest met boms in die straat? Hoeveel zal doen wat aan die kaap? Mijn enigste vraag is: wat zij bereikt? O zit die genoeg hier als zij het die voelen? Wat zij bereikt?
Dancehall en reggae tunes. R&B and soul.
I still smell you, I still smell you, yes I do.
And of course, bomb and house music. We don't mind the language. We don't mind the genre. So send us an email now to info@radioeasterriver.co.za. Title your email Playlist Me.
Yesterday.
Our station, our talent, our people.
Tidang Ragi.
Ewe Mungu umetukuka.
DJ Lizzie.
Ukarimu wako, subira yako, umenijaza mimi na amani na furaha.
Start today with GoDaddy. If you can dream it, you can build it. Whatever your idea, GoDaddy can help you turn it.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Submissions are now open for all types of South African music to be playlisted on Radio Yesterday. The likes of gospel, trip en hip-hop.
Dan wat gaat zij maken? Protest met boms in die straat? Hoeveel zal doen wat aan die kaap? Mijn enigste vraag is: wat zij bereikt? O zit die genoeg hier als zij het die voelen? Wat zij bereikt?
Dancehall en reggae tunes. R&B and soul.
I still smell you, I still smell you, yes I do.
And of course, bomb and house music. We don't mind the language. We don't mind the genre. So send us an email now to info@radioeasterriver.co.za. Title your email Playlist Me.
Yesterday.
Our station, our talent, our people.
Tidang Ragi.
0645369095 is that WhatsApp line if you do want to converse with us. Good afternoon, goeiemiddag, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Molweni, dumalang, awe, salutas. You are greeted in the name of radio this afternoon. You are tuned into Cape Town's leading internet radio station. En soos die dames by die station sê, in the mother city, baby. Ons stasie, ons talent, en definitely is julle wat allemaal ingeskakel is. Onze mensen, it is really a graceful time to be here in the studio this afternoon. 9 minutes after 1 o'clock op die 7de van die 3de maand in die fantastische, vermenigvuldigde multiplication. Ja, nou, ik weet niet waarvan ik kom. Hij is op Engelse woord of mengels. Year 2024. The only show in South Africa that has a certified license. En die license is nog een doorpoek om Engels te praten. And there is a new hashtag that's going around. Hashtag Thursday Motivation. So Thursday Motivation. So thank you for that. This is Bevan Jacobs, the business preacher, live on the Business Hub. And today we are going to motivate, inspire, celebrate, and educate as always. Live here on Radio Yesterday. And today, before I continue with the show, I normally do a motivational song, but before I want to do the motivational song, I want to do a motivational quote. Actually, the guest showed me this before the show, and I got goosebumps when he showed me the quote, because I think he was just scrolling through his stuff and reading before, he gets on the show, and he showed me, just look at this, and this is what the quote says: "Do crackheads." En vir julle wat nou nie Engels verstaan nie, kry jy mine tikkop of buttonkop soos dit op die Cape Flats noem. We call a spade a spade. To Craig it say I can't get high today because I'm broke. No. They go make it happen. So you and I cannot be out hustles. Not by Craig. It's nee man, die vader weet. 0645369095 is that what's blind. If you do want to converse with us live on Radio Yesterday, today we will be having none other than Mr. Shaquille. He will be with us in a minute from Sanlam, and he has also some other businesses also. He's ook a multi-racial or multinational or multifunctional entrepreneur. So he is representing Sanlam today. Mr. Shaquille Groenewald will be in studio just after the motivation song. So our motivation song today is a very powerful song. I love the artist, or one of the artists. In fact, both of the artists, or in fact, all three artists wat appear. And so Younger is a lady that won Idols a couple of years ago. She is one of our own. She is from Delft. And then Amanda Black is featuring also, so you know how powerful Amanda Black is in her story and her testimony that she brings across through her lyrics. And then, of course, the Soweto Gospel Choir that is making an amazing impact and history in her life. So those three artists are bringing to you today as our motivational song, going back to the promised land. Oh, that we will go to the promised land. So Promised Land from Younger featuring Amanda Black and the Soweto Gospel Choir. Please make sure that you do listen to the lyrics as the inspiration you will get in the lyrics. Stay tuned to Cape Town's leading internet radio station, Radio Yesterday. En zoals altijd zei,
Yesterday. Our station, our talent, our people.
Die ding reggae.
Everybody got their scar, trying to hide it, living a life behind bars. We don't know who we are. Can we all have a little grace, a little love for the human race? Can you take me by the hand, lead me to the promised land? Uyakona sasa za utando uibone makupeni yako sinokwenza oku simelane kunye nenzondo sasa za utando uibone makupeni yako sinokwenza oku simelane kunye nenzondo. Breathe, stop beating yourself up about it. Speak. Was you born in jail? I get through it. We are yours and you're not the only one. See, I walk as I push upon man. One team, but we're still standing. Soon enough, you see the silver lining, yeah.
yesterday.
Our station, our talent, our people.
Die ding rukkie.
Such a powerful song. Promised land. Breathe, speak, believe, do what you have to do. Ik eet some of my lyrics. 0645369095 is that WhatsApp line if you do want to converse with us. This is the Business Hub with the Business Preacher. Today, joining to us the none other than... Kijk, die man moet ik in Afrikaans eigenlijk voorstellen. Maar oké, ons los het gewoon daar zo. Die groot geest. Ik bel gisteraan voor hom en ons praat gewoon over iets anders. En ons praat over die show van vandaag. En die is die man. Ik weet niet of jullie kerk lopen of jullie al jaren kerk gelopen hebben. You know? En dan krijg je die Pinkster mensen. Nee? Die mensen wat nog niet kerk gelopen hebben, zullen niet verstaan. Nie. Dan krijg je Pinkster uit oude jakens, man. En hulle vat 'n halfuur, né, om man van die Here wat die woord gaan bring voor te stel. Hy mense sê die hele goeters voor hulle die maar sê hulle kragdraad van die Here, kragpaar van die Here, koskas van die Here, gebou van die Here, die ewige weet jy wat, die stoel, die paal, dis daai man. Shaquille Groenewald, welcome to Radio Yesterday.
Baie dankie.
Looking young, fresh and handsome as always.
Yeah, man, I would like to believe that.
ambitious young soul that we're having today in studio. So Shaquille, ek ken nou so bietjie vir jou. En vir die wat nou nie vir jou ken, kan jy gou vinnig jouself gou voorstel daar aan die mense wat vir ons luister en die wat nou wat vir ons luister reg oor die wêreld vanmiddag.
Yeah, man, I think when people ask you who you are, then it's always the hardest thing to do. You know what I mean? Is introducing yourself. But anyway, my name is Shaquille Groenewald. I'm a financial advisor at Sanlam. So what I usually tell people is I help to provide for the inevitable, foreseen and unforeseen circumstances. So that is part of my job description. So plain and simple, Shaquille.
Hoor wat sê die man, he is the one that makes sure that you provide for the foreseen and unforeseen circumstances. We're definitely going to learn so much great, valuable nuggets from Mr. Shaquille. So Mr. Shaquille, one of the mense, hoor, I'm a financial advisor and I'm from Sanlam. I said, die man gaan nou iets aan my verkoop. Die man gaan nou weer nog 'n debit order op my bankrekening sit. But that's not what they're doing. Just hear what he's saying and listen to what he's saying and learn what he's saying. Hy is iemand wat sorg vir die foreseen en unforeseen circumstances. Let's just quickly, soos hulle sê in Afrikaans, ons val met die amper sê ek met die berg, sommer in die bosse, maar ek like my eie goedjies opmaak. Ons val gewoon met die deur in die huis in. So, wat is die type foreseen and unforeseen circumstances that you deal with on a daily basis?
Yeah, so man, it can range from the most simplest thing to, you know, a bit more extensive, you know what I mean? So when I say foreseen, unforeseen really, you know what I mean? It's quite inevitable, you know, we're all facing death at some time. And the problem with facing death is that we don't know when that can happen, you know what I mean? So that kind of makes it an unforeseen circumstance, you know what I mean? And in that aspect, when that should happen, then at least you have, everyone else around you and yourself before the occurrence have peace of mind knowing that you are at least covered in that aspect, you know what I mean? Because the last thing that any family wants to be doing is dealing with financial strains. And it's quite often, you know what I mean, that I come across families that have dealt with that already. And then those are usually the types of people that approaches me. But most of the times, the majority of the times when I'm approaching clients, it's like exactly what you are saying. You know what I mean? Die man will have iets verkoop. And it's entirely not the case, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just have a conversation. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be sales-based or anything. I mean, at the end of the day, that does come with a job, but that is not the reason why I am there in the first place. So primarily that. And then the foreseen is we know that someday you will stop working. You know what I mean? Or even not just as far as that. Sometimes you just have something particularly that you would like to achieve, like buying a car, you know what I mean? Or buying whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be anything specific. And it's something that you can't do with your immediate funds, you know what I mean? So then we can cater for a bit more long-term, like savings and retirement and those types of things. So that is, my job description.
You know, I don't want to, people of die Europeërs, die Europe, wat sê mense daar in Engels? Europeans, die mense wat van Europa is. Ja, die mense die luisteraar weet, Bevan is van die plaas, hy praat Engels. So ek moet nou weer terug gaan Beaufort West toe en dan weer elke keer wanneer ek deur die tunnel kom, Shaquille, wanneer ek deur die tunnel kom, dan is my hare nog 'n bietjie gladder. As jy so moet weer terug huis toe gaan en my Engels is nog 'n bietjie beter. Daar's 'n salwing daar in die tunnel tussen. Daar die Pareltunnel, die genoot tunnel. Activation, so was lank as bereis. Anyway, kom ons daar gewoon serious, man. You know, people, our people, we ons glo, of nie ons glo nie, maar jy sal verbaas wees dat daar mense is wat glo, nee man, my familie gaan 'n plan maak wanneer ek oorlede gaan. Of my kinders gaan alright is. Die Here gaan voorsien, of die Almighty gaan voorsien. Ons noem allemaal die klomp snaakse goeders op. You understand? But we do not understand that sometimes, that if we do not, as ons nie, as die situasie, as ons nie na onsself kyk nie, who will? You understand? And God gave us the wisdom, or gave us or guide us sometimes to make sure that we look at certain things. So ons het die nature van, nee man, ons lewe 'n bo-natuurlike lewe, but om terug te kom na vandag toe, jy moet daar sekere goedes wat jy met op die aarde moet doen. You understand? Jy's, soos as 'n ander brother wat sê, of hy sê, you are anointed, you are wise, you are blessed, but jy kan nie stupid wil wees nie. You understand? So our people, I'm not calling our people stupid. Oei, en ek doen nie daai nie, asseblief. But wat my grief soms is that there is so many of our people that do not have the knowledge. So wat kan ons mense doen om seker te maak dat ons die regte finansiële knowledge kry? Ek gaan gou 'n voorbeeld maak. Entrepreneurs, daar's so baie mense wat vir hulle self werk wat voel ek gaan nie kwalifiseer om vir my te cover nie, om vir my 'n dekking te kry, om vir my 'n retirement annuity te hê, want ek werk vir myself. Ek het nie 'n vaste inkomste nie. I cannot determine my how much I will get paid this month, so forth. Kan jy gou 'n bietjie daar intap dat dinge wat jy doen actually vir almal van ons is?
Yeah, you know, it's quite funny that you're mentioning that. You know what I mean? I was sitting in a meeting yesterday, and quite often we have this phrase that goes around within the Sanlam region. You know what I mean, and the business. And the thing is, we that work in the insurance and the financial industry, we don't expect you to know all of these things. You know what I mean? Just as I'm not expected to know what you do for a living. You know, at the end of the day, it's just a matter of like the phrase. I'm going to go back to what the phrase is, right? Is that we don't expect you to know insurance, but we just expect you to partner with someone that does. You know what I mean? So it's fine if you don't know how a funeral policy works, or a life cover works, or an investment, or whatever the case may be. But it is very important to partner with someone that knows. I mean, I tell a lot of the clients that I meet, you know, pop me a message for whatever, whenever. You know, I have clients that take policies without me months ago, or a year ago, whatever the case may be, and then they message me today. Man, I don't understand what is this in the policy. Do you mind letting me know? And then I don't have a problem. You know, my response time is like within that same that same time frame. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, man, you don't like it's not an expectation of you, but it is very, very important to have these things in place, like you've mentioned. You know, not to give away too much information, but just recently I was busy dealing with a client as well, and that person had never had a funeral policy, and then one of their parents passed away, and they needed to run to the bank, and that is just one of the clients that I've had to deal with in that situation, of which now the person has passed away 4 or 5 months ago, but you're still busy paying the debt of that funeral, which is not needed because why there are things in place. Now the thing is, you know, going back to your opening statement when you started with saying that we see that as a debit order going off. And once again, you know what I mean? That is basically what it is. It's insurance, you know. It's the assurity of being insured for these types of things. Because, yeah, you know, dat zit er een plan om je uit die molen te lopen naar stamp op you know what I mean? Those types of things. And you know, it even gets a little bit deeper than just a funeral policy, you know what I mean? If I can just step a bit into what life cover entails, you know, a lot of people that we're so unknowledgeable of these things that we think, okay, I've accumulated the world of debt and I get lekker geleven, man. You know what I mean? I get my Mustang, you know, I get my super beach and whatever. But those are still debt that then have accumulated. Yes. And the minute you pass on, that debt doesn't pass on with you, you know what I mean? It's like that at that business seminar that we attended together, you know, there was this guy that said, you know, if you make use of the devil's toys, it's going to come collecting that rent. You know what I mean? So the debt, it doesn't die, you know, it passes on initially to your loved ones, and your loved ones might not even be in the position to be taking care of all of those things. So it is very important to have all of these things in place so that when the occurrence does happen, that your kinders you from the circle, you know, your wife doesn't need to work 7 jobs to be able to take care of all of those things.
To go back to that day, it's nou wat jy my remind, hy dacht dat was hoendervlees. By die sê, by die seminar. And I want to encourage everyone that's listening, go and sit down and go look. If I passed away today, wat is van die goeders wat my familie mee gaan gedruk word, omdat ek nie meer daar is, because I love that specific things or assets get sustained, you know, get sustained through me living, you understand, or me working. But as jy nou wegval, wat goeders is daar wat gaan oorgedra word in die volgende generation, because we do not want to leave our generation with that, our next generation with that. So go look and kind of detach yourself from that entanglements.
Yeah.
Call it in so much word. Detach yourself from entanglements that will go over into your next generation. It is not fair, it is not ethical, it is not holy, it is not biblical to leave your next generation with your stress. So your nonsense vandag.
Yeah, no, legacy is important, eh?
Legacy is important.
Legacy is important.
Shaquille, you a very young man. En ik wil nog niet je ouderdom daar buiten gooien. Die man is gevat hoor. Die man is gevat. Van. Ik wil nog niet de zusters met toi voor die plek en zeggen, hey! Yeah, but anyway, you're a very young person, and because of that, it puts you in a fortunate position to work, to do what you do, and to do your work. Because it's like every day there's a new eye-opener or something new wat je leert om van een vroege stadium voor je financieel secure te krijgen. From your point of view, just a wild, you know, how important is it, especially for our young people, you know, because people start to work, and deesdae begin die mense vroeg te werk, you know, the work ratio versus the university ratio, the work ratio is actually higher. Mensen gaan meer, besluit actually meer, nee, ek gaan study, ek gaan werk, because of pressure of life. So die mense gaan, besluit maar either nee, man, ek gaan my eerste gaan werk, en dan vir my geld by mekaar maak, en dan gaan studeren, because my ouers kan it afford. Our parents nowadays is not always in that position where they can actually put you through university. So, as gevolg van dit, sien jy meer jong mense wat gaan werk, maar hulle dink, ek is nog jong, ek kan nog so 3 jaar wag, ek kan nog so 10 jaar wag, voor ek myself uitsort in terme van die nodige goedjies wat ons nou van praat. Hoe belangrik is dit om vir jou te kry op 'n stadium waar jy vroegtydig jouself reg kry, financially secure te kry?
You know, from my professional and from my personal point of view, you know what I mean? Because they both walk hand in hand at this point, you know. If I can just go back to when I was a little bit younger, not that I'm old now. But yeah, as soon as the minute I started working was that exact same time that I invested into a funeral cover, you know what I mean? And then I'm going to be honest as well, then I cancelled mine, I think 2 years or a year and a half later. Because I didn't see the importance of it, you know. And then I've changed my career, and now I'm working in the industry itself, and you know, it's very common that we come across young people.
Yes.
Ons allemaal loop rond met die gedachte, you know what, volgende maand, just like it, as ik een bonus krijg, of jy volgende maand, of volgende week gaan ik nog Joburg toe, whatever. So we always live in what is to be, you know. But at the end of the day, it's very simple, man. It's an unplanned thing, and it will always be of my wording, you know what I mean. Better to have practiced it and done it than to not have practiced it at all. And now, you know, running around like a headless chicken. Yeah, so it's very important for everyone, man. It's not more important for elders than youngers, you know what I mean. I think for everyone, it is as important. It's quite often that we read in the newspapers, and not even in the newspapers anymore. It's so home to us that we just open up our phone and we go on Facebook and we see these things, you know. Hulle nou die dag my vriend dood geskiet of whatever the case may be. So it's very common for everyone. Yeah.
Sure. Very common for everyone. And there's specifically a statement that he made during what he said. Daar's 'n difference between young and oud. Het maak nie saak of jy oud is en of jy groot is. The importance of it is the same. En as jy nie hoendervleis kry as jy daai luister, dan weet ek nie so goed nie. Dan vat jy nie jou lewe ernstig, because if you by the way, eendag toe sê iemand van my en ek onthou dit nou. Bevan, as jy nie jou dood ernstig vat nie, dan vat jy ook jou lewe ernstig.
And now I feel like I'm in the wrong industry.
Yo, like if you don't take your death serious, then
true,
you
man.
do not take your life serious.
That is true. Sure.
Kom ek nou by my op. So, hoendervleis. So anyway, so people, Shaquille, die vraag, mense dink that you can actually become wealthy, or that savings, because praat gewoon savings vinnig, you know. Ek wil jy moet te diep in gaan, you understand? So savings, people think that through savings that you can build wealth. En dan is obviously weet ons daar's baie mense wat dit nie glo nie, like many people have different type of wealth concepts.
Yeah,
some people believe that through property I will become wealthy. Some people believe that through savings I become wealthy. Some people feel like as ek save, as staan my geld stil, dat geld kan niks maak. So from a financial advisor point of view, what is your opinion in terms of, because as ek 'n financial advisor gewees het, you understand, en ek was 'n goeie een, het ek vir jou gesê, whatever, ek wil nog nie sê nie, maar as ek 'n bad een gewees het, ek gesê, okay, wag, laat ek dit vir jou los. because of the mensen zijn nee, moet zijn nee, beven gezogen zijn. So from you the expert in this. So what do you think? What is the best way when it comes to savings to obtain wealth? If my question makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? As you've also mentioned that, you know what I mean, wealth depends from person to person, really, you know what I mean? So if you're saving towards being a wealthy person, you know what I mean, then you must have a very high income to be saving, you know what I mean? So there is alternative routes, you know, as investments and stuff, and a lot of people they steer away from investments because they don't have the knowledge, you know, you have your forexes and your stock exchange and all those types of things, and because a lot of stuff makes it seem like it's an overnight thing, you know. Yes. You invest a 500 rand now, then you'll have 10,000.
Especially stock exchange,
you know what I mean. So I don't dabble too much into that stuff, you know what I mean, because there's a certain way that we work. So we do not promise you that we will have R1 million by the end of the month, you know what I mean. But we do walk a journey with our clients, and we also try to understand our clients as well, you know what I mean. You can't just put, you see with investments, the risks differs, you know what I mean. So we can't be putting a client that is, how do I say, a cautious client into a high risk profile, you know what I mean. Because if that client ends up losing that money, then it comes back to that saying this, but the company, whatever the case may be. So we first sit with our client, and we try to understand, okay, what is the savings for? Let's begin with why do you want to save, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Okay, so we're looking at wealth.
So why do you want to save?
Yeah, why do you want to save? Very important, you know what I mean? Dus allemaal kan save, but the thing is, now you're saving en dan morgen, wat gebeurt het morgen is, of je een van die manjas like het, man, is er nog niet genoeg vlees gekocht in die eisen, en dat is nog alle tweede week in die maand, you know what I mean? Have to savings to, you know what I mean? So ons probeer verstaan, hoekom is het, you know what I mean? Wat is het doel daarvoor? And then we put you in the appropriate platform, so that you cannot contact and say, listen here, but I didn't know, whatever. And we do give it to you. We don't keep you away from it, you know what I mean? But you will understand that there's greater losses at those things. So it is also you working hand in hand with me, but more importantly, working hand in hand with what your purpose is. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know if that answered your question.
It does. Quickly, jou zakelijk nou so baie vraag. Ek weet is waar om te begin. From a financial point of view, en dis wat ek nou gevra het, because ek het net genoteer, kyk na die tipe mense wat ingeskakel is en ek drink die different type ouderdomsgroepe, you know. Somebody that's, if you get very cultural loyal individuals, ek weet nie of ek dit sin maak he. So as die pa by whatever institution gewees het, gaan hy ook by die institution wees. En omdat hy daar by die institution wees, gaan sy next generation ook by die institution wees. So al sy goeders gaan by een institution is. But my problem that I have, and it's not your statement, it's not a statement from Sanlam, our radio is terwijl, I take this personally within my own capacity wat ek al gesien het. You understand? And that is because of the different industries that I was exposed to, because of my journey as an entrepreneur. What I've noticed is that most of the times these individuals have saving plans, retirement annuities, investments and life covers and personal income protector covers, allemaal die type van goed is wat nie actually suitable for hulle needs is nie. You understand? So if there's individuals like that, but the problem wat hulle moet sê, ek is nou te oud om te switch. Jy sien jy saak, ek is te oud om te switch. My pa was daar, my oma grootjie was daar. So for that type of individuals, you understand, when they come to the realization that what hulle het is actually suitable for hulle nie, is there a way for them to switch without losing some of the benefits or the values from the previous service provider? Can we just indulge into that?
You know what I mean? Yes, it's definitely something that you can do. I mean, well, let's take this upon ourselves. You know what I mean? Majority of us, if not all of us, are all products of our environment. You know what I mean? Sure. Let's take it to the home. You know.
You repeat. The majority of us is all products of
our environment. You know what I mean? And it's quite simple. You know what I mean? If you look at how a lot of people grow up, you know, ik get in een Pinksterhuis groot geraakt. You know, so ik ga mijn kinderen in een Pinksterhuis groot maken. You know what I mean? So it's just things that we take upon with us, and then we become accustomed to it. You know, and there's nothing wrong with staying where you are, but just like as you've mentioned as well, if it's something that is not suitable for you, you know what I mean, you're welcome to have a discussion.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so everything starts by a discussion, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And then, pretty much straightforward, you know, we can have a conversation, look at it, at what it is that you have, and not just myself, anyone else, you know what I mean? You can look at it, what it is that you have and what it is that you want, you know what I mean? And then we can see, and if it's not better here, it might be better somewhere else. I'm not going to tell you, but this is better here by us, because so and so and so, you know what I mean? Because we don't sell products. or benefits. We sell values. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about.
I like that. You don't sell products, you sell values. En dat is belangrijk, Shaquille, kom eens, ik wil je break vatten. Ik voel die conversation in die mensen op die comment section kan maar net zeggen of is te veel praten of is een beetje naar een music break te moet gaan. Alle moet dat voor ons zeggen. Maar ik voel net dat die conversation zo belangrijk is en zo powerful is dat is moet aangaan met it. Because if we play a song, we might lose the interest or the people out there might lose the value of what they can learn from what you know and what you have to offer. So just to continue in the conversation, kinders, when we look at our future generation, one of the things that we have to do or want to do, not always have to do because depending, ik zeg altijd het verschil van kind tot kind. You understand, als mijn ma naar mij toe moest gekomen op 19 jaar oud en 20 jaar oud en mij gezegd, je moet bij de universiteit moet gaan. En zo was ik, mami, alsjeblieft, moet nou niet, alsjeblieft. Het bid net weer, dan kijk je wij van die jaren af. Like van dat, gezegd, wow. You understand? So because some children just believe that, they are born to create, they are born creators. So hulle glo nie aan hulle glo aan as ek matriek klaar is, hy is al. You understand? Van hulle los die skool standaard 5 en dan bou hy manne maatskappy uit die skillheid wat hy het wat groter is as iemand wat universiteit toe gaan. I don't have a problem with education, but you need to understand.
It's not uncommon,
It's not uncommon, ja. Je moet verstaan die type kind wat je hebt en die type gifts wat je hebt en die ability dat je heeft, wat je hebt academisch en, natuurlijk. So, van jouw point of view af, hoe belangrijk is dit voor ouders om because het is nog steeds belangrijk, om naar een jong stadium te beginnen kijken, om te investeren in institutions zoals jullie, on the kinders' education, educational plans and things like that. How important is that? And is it possible for you to, because daar is mensen wat het niet weten, om te beginnen bij alles, die kinders 10 of die kinders 5 of 6 of 7, dan begin je al, because the earlier, I believe, the earlier we start with things like that, the greater the value. You understand? So you can.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I'm going to start sounding like a broken machine here, but it is important. It is important. But it is important. You know what I mean? So it is important. Dan kan 'n ander woord om te gebruik. But yeah, it is very, very important. You know what I mean? Ultimately, man, children are unpredictable, man. You know what I mean? Even myself, I never thought that I would end up studying. Because I get a different vision to my life, man. I was, entrepreneur from day one, what I mean? And then came matric, and then I was like, yeah, but I really need to go study, And my parents were like, hey, it's like it, man. Finances as a bit direct, you know what I mean? And so in my matric, then I decided to go study. I mean, I was very fortunate. I ended up getting a bursary as well, so I was very fortunate. But not everyone is as fortunate as that, man. So what do you do in those circumstances?
So je was een baie slim seun geweest.
Man, Glad, you know what I mean? Ik was net baie goed in wat ek wou doen.
So take the credit, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yes.
But yeah, so not everyone is as fortunate in that in that aspect. So what do? You know what I mean? So it's like I said earlier on, man. You know what I mean? Just making provision for this foreseen and the unforeseen as well. Yes. And as well, like the educational policies can be a bit foreseen and unforeseen because children you saving your whole life and then the child ends up not wanting to go study, But there are definitely products that can accommodate that, and not just by us, by anywhere else as well, by every different institute. Like if I can just take it to a bit of the tax-free savings, I think people aren't yet quite knowledgeable about what the tax-free savings is, So you are eligible to save 36,000 per year without being taxed on it, and an individual life saves 500,000 and can save up to 500,000 and without being taxed on that, so it's clean money, it's your money, you know what I mean? It can grow it and it can accumulate and all those types of things. So, I mean, there's, probably won't be enough to go towards studying, but then there are also different types of other places where you can save, again, going back to the point, it's about the value of the products, you know what I mean? So, yeah, but it's very, very important, man. Nobody wants to be working in their late 40s, early 50s, and to find 3 jobs as well because you need to pay university fees or college fees or whatever the case may be. So there are products that accommodates those types of things.
Yeah, just so I just got a WhatsApp quickly from the teenagers and families saying they are supporting. And your baby daughter is also listening in Makassar. Okay. So they're sending their loves and support there. Thank you so much. So great stuff. En dat is die impact wat ons het met die dingen wat ons doen. Né? So om terug te komen naar die punt toe. With education and all of this, quickly, Shaquille. Okay, ik wil gewoon touch op die tax-free thingy. The tax-free investments is something that's I think it's not about a decade ago of so. Het hulle begin met die tax-free investments of misschien vroeger, ik weet niet. But ik wil gewoon even discuss because ik heb een tax-free investment. You understand? Wat ik op een stadium moest als gevolg van, you have things like you said, you save and then things happen and you understand? Yeah. So my brother passed away at that time, and then because of the nature of his death, I had an issue with, I don't want to mention names, I had an issue with the institution. So they did not want to pay out the policy or whatsoever I had with him, and I was the financial the person that's the financial responsible for my family. Or for my mother's and for my mother's children at that time. That's what was before I got married, and so it's must throw what change alles. You understand? So what happened is they did not want to pay it out, so I could actually rent to that tax-free investment, and I could actually get access to it. Yeah. You understand? What is the benefits? Because ik wil nog niet vir Sanlam help goeders verkoop hier online, but what is the benefits van things as tax-free investments? But I mean, because it was literally for my a lifesaver geweest. You understand? It was one of that it's one of that policies or things that just saved me. You understand? So just touch on that, tax-free investments. And wie kan gaan for tax-free investments?
I mean, anyone can go for a tax-free investment. You know what I mean? From, I think, the minute you are born, you're eligible for the tax number. You know what I mean? So at any stage, you can start going. People can even start, like your mother, for example, you know what I mean? You can apply for the tax-free investment. I mean, if you're underage, you can apply for the tax-free investment, and then someone else just pays the funds. You know what I mean? So anyone is eligible for the tax-free. And I don't know how other institution houses work, so I can only speak from the one that I'm currently at. But yeah, we try to cap the client at 36, so you can't move past that. You know what I mean? So if you're investing more monthly, and by the 12th month or by the 10th or the 11th month, you've already reached that, then we stop. Sure. You know what I mean? And then we move over. So yeah, but it's pretty much straightforward, and being taxed is not even a bad thing as well. Yes. You can claim on your taxes as well, you know what I mean? So it's not a bad thing. But yeah, we understand that like ons mense wil geld net so weggee, you know what I mean? So I think that is one of the greatest perks of having a tax-free investment, is the fact that we, over the lifetime, 500,000 is the one.
So I think at this stage we're going to go quickly for a music break, just to allow us just to breathe a bit. You have been amazing with all the information.
Okay.
But you so ver gedeel het. And then I know we're talking about Sanlam and so forth, but I also believe that you are soos ek vroeër gesê het, Shaquille is 'n man van baie talente, hè. So daar is ook and people like him would understand, and they believe in what I call that you need to have a side hustle.
Yeah.
So he's one of the individuals that have a side hustle. So I want to tap into that. Yeah. You understand? Focus on you a bit.
Okay.
Shaquille, quickly, after the break, before we say goodbye to the listeners. So 0645369095 is the WhatsApp line. Ik encourage vir julle om nie verder weg te gaan, nie bly hierso. Shaquille het nog baie wat hy met ons wil deel hier op die show. En as jy vir so WhatsApp stuur is WhatsApp wil stuur 064-536-9095 is die WhatsApp line wat jy kan saam met ons lekker gesels en so aan. So 0645369095 is that WhatsApp line if you do want to converse. Playing for you right now on Radio Easterwe, Cape Town's leading internet radio station, Justin Zooster met Man van Boer. Bly ingeskakel by Cape Town's gunsteling internet radio station with the business preacher on www.radioeasterwe.co.za.
Easterwe 4. Our station, our talent, our people.
Die ding rukkie.
Yo. Juice. Besef die sit seker maar genade nie. Auwe. Ja, ek is blik bond ja. En dis 'n nuwe jaar en ek is reg. Ek het Tommy sinds ja aan die lotingsfeest. Dis 'n jaar waar ek met Tani in die bokking press. Ja, vir KFC sit siek en ja, maak jou reg. En ek wil seker maak dat ons weer bucket eet. Geld dit wat ons gaan nie laat die neighbors weet. Steeds hassel ja, tot die dag breek. Toen zelfs ja, ons gaan het in die nacht eet. Yo, want ek kon het nie dul. 2000 rand, ja, was net die maand skuld. Ek kon mooi en douwe, ja, die oom bly op die bult. Maar ek het dank die Here, hy het vir ons verlos van die skuld. It's like daar is niemand, ja, waaraan ek glo. Ek besef nou, dit is nou die man van bo. Ja, my blessings kom van die man van bo. Ja, my blessings kom van die man van bo. Hou ek glo in die man van bo. Glo in die man van bo. Ja, ek glo in die man van bo. Glo in die man van bo. Sy glo in die man van bo. Glo in die man van bo. Ja, ek glo in die man van bo. Ek glo in die man van bo. Maar nou die al kan ek wel glo in die man, is like is a real life hier buiten meneer. Weapons en alles meneer, raak al hoe dangerous. Wat hou my op die pad, safe meneer. Die man van bo.
Music lovers, looking for a place to find all your music needs? Well, look no further than Tom's, the heart of music. At our Tom's Heritage Square and Belleville stores, you can shop guitars, drums and percussion, studio and home recording equipment, pro audio and DJ equipment, pianos and keyboards. We're also the Western Cape's only authorized dealers of Gibson and Epiphone guitars. Come visit us at 65 Clayton Street, Heritage Square, Cape Town, or 92 Edward Street, Tiger Valley, Belleville, and let our friendly and knowledgeable staff help you find what you need.
Good afternoon, goeiemiddag, dumalang, asani bonani molweni, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, bonjour, kijk you are well greeted, salutas, salam, ahoy. Ik groet man alle talen, man, ik wil op het pad groet, loopie, en dan zei de ouwens van mij, jij broer, jij groet nog alleen Oostaan.
Baie belangrijk, ja, baie belangrijk.
So, geef maar het vele liefde, that is a sign. People ask me, iemand heeft van mij die andere dag gevraagd, hoe groet ze dan zo baie talen, wat is nou break dat ze kan in baie talen groet. You know what? I did not respond to him. Responded to him like I'm going to say it now. The reason why I'm greeting in all the languages, or try to greet in different languages, is a sign of me loving everyone that's listening to my show and saying to you that we are one. You understand? Because if we don't understand that we are one, that there's no difference between me and you, and that we don't understand that we are one through the power of love, dat is alles wat we doen te vergeefs. Anyway, so 0645369095 is the WhatsApp line if you do want to converse with us. We have Shaquille Groenewald in die atelier saam met ons wat vir ons lekker informatief informatie gegee het. En Shaquille, voor ek nou net gou gaan na die side hustle toe van jou, wil ek net allemaal acknowledge op die live. Allemaal wat gekomen is, Ruth Laurentia Jacobs, Delbrin Brand, Candice Jooste, allemaal die mensies wat ingekoeld, Pastor Gaten Krabel, Clayton Gabriels, Elfrida Joseph, Joshua Kibidu, Jocelyn Hansen, Luanda Tame, Estrid Meyering, Charlton Brown, Adan Abe, Andy, Dako, Keith Andrews, Belzai. Shout out to Mr. Keith Andrews. Shout out to Mr. Keith Andrews.
Hi, Mr. Andrews.
Mr. Andrews is tuning in. He is a Shaquille senior at Sanlam. Very powerful gentleman. En ons het maar gehoop. Ons kan voor hem ook aankrijgen. Hij is baie bezig. But next time, he will definitely join us. So thank you for him also that he's been tuned in as well. So yeah, and to everyone that's tuned in. As ik niet jouw naam gemensen het, Jillian Daniels, Bial Jay, Ses, Sais, allemaal van jullie wat ingeskakeld is vandaag en was vandaag. Ja, ik waardeer vele. Josh Jayar Kenia, CEO van Radio Easterwe, is ingeskakeld. Allemaal van jullie wat ingeskakeld is. Klompie liefjes bij voor jullie. Cecile Ngekwa Mpembu, thank you that you are being tuned in die Korsika cool brother. Yeah, ja kumbula tata ne, ja kumbula. Definitely, so kom ons gaan gou terug na wie naar Shaquille toe, onze gast in die atelier. Ons het nog net so 'n paar 3-4 minute toe oor. Maar gou deel gou saam met ons. Jy doen 'n side hustle, nee? Ons noem het 'n side hustle, but it's a business. You understand? So tell us a bit more about that business.
Ja, cheers, waar begin ik?
Begin sommer dat die business, ek sien, ek follow wie met alles die business bring vir jou op groot stages of bring jou mense op groot stages soos Groenewald.
Cheers, stunning. Ja, so ik bezit de company Royal Majesty Records. It's an independent record label. And yeah, I do a bit of artist management as well. That's inclusive in the business. Artist recordings, sound production, everything that you can really think of. The spectrum of the entertainment sector.
So.
You know what I mean? The only thing that I haven't dabbled into is like photography, but everything else is pretty much covered. So yeah, man, I'm managing an artist now, Envik Boysen. He was on Idols last year, top 6 finalist. So you can say manager as well. Yeah, bijstanding can sing. Cheers, he can really sing, eh? And then yeah, man, you know, I've had the opportunity of she was performing on massive stages in Cape Town, like you mentioned, the Grand West, the Grand Arena. My artist has been performing there. It's also performed at the stadium, Athlone Stadium.
So.
Yeah, so man, you know, it's everything through the grace of God and hard work as well.
So.
You know what I mean?
I love the fact that you, because I wanted to ask, you know, how do you manage, and you already, it's maar vooraf die vraag van mij beantwoord. You say you do everything through the grace of God. And that what I always try to say on the show and emphasize on the show. Woord wat jy ook like jy het nou baie gesê. Maar mag maar like ek wat die note van wat my gaste sê. Ek wat note inevitable. You say that name out that word consistently over a few sentences. It's inevitable that we have to trust in God and that we have to believe that there is a power, a higher power, and that grace is only through that deur daai grasie, deur daai genade wat jy sal gedra word. So your encouragement quickly to younger people out there that wants to be, you know, everybody, I'm not saying people must be copycats, you understand, but if you inspire, then it's inevitable that mense gaan soos jy wil wees. You understand, of meer. You understand, because you are leading and you set the foundation. People that want to achieve what you have achieved on more. What is your inspiration to them out there?
You know, definitely, man. Number one, let me not be your inspiration. You know what I mean? What I've achieved, you can only achieve on greater scales. You know what I mean? So aspire to be more than what I am. But yeah, definitely, man. You know, I think the greatest motivator that you can give anyone, you know, is the chance that, or was the words that if you have woken up this morning, then that should be enough motivation. You know what I mean? And if that doesn't motivate you, then look at your circumstances and ask yourself, that's what I want to be.
As dat al wat jy nodig het.
Ja, nee, dat is al wat jy nodig het. Dit is al wat jy nodig het. Die Here het vir jou genade kans gegee om vanoggend op te gestaan met en deur daai kans is daar wonderwerke wat jy kan bereik.
So, Shaquille, waar kan mense vir jou follow? Waar kan hulle vir jou kry as hulle wil gebruik maak van jou dienste? Waar kan hulle en hoe kan hulle vir jou in die hande kry?
Ja, ek is hier op social media.
Contactnummer.
Maar ja, so if you want to speak any financial business or bookings or whatever the case may be, you can find me on WhatsApp on 0844309968, and then we can have a conversation but into your finances, or even if you would like to make use of my artist or whatever the case may be, you can find me there on Facebook. You can also get me at Shaquille Groenewald, by straightforward. Ek is nog op Instagram, soos dit op TikTok. That's fine. But yeah, that's where you can reach you on, man.
ja. So 064 5369095 as daai nommer. Ek soek gou 'n song hier, so ek wil gou die song speel. Het mag nou dalk 'n tipe genre is wat almal like, maar ons gaan uitsaai met dit. Ik like die song. Quickly, van jouw kant af, wat kan mensen verwachten vanaf Shaquille Groenewald in the near future?
Ja, als je goed, hectic. Als je ik speel maar net man. Ja, man, at the very moment, you know, I'm very focused on the business, on the business, and then my employment, and yeah, obviously my family, very, very important. You know what I mean? Without them, all of this was not possible. So yeah. And then I also want to say thank you for having me, yeah, man. It's been a great opportunity, man. Thank you so much for having us.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Yeah, people that is following the business preacher, you will see Shaquille Adams and some of his associates also a lot with me. En er nog baie dinge wat ons beplan en so voort. Daar's ook nog 'n event wat afkom. Die pipeline is groot. Daar is 'n seminar wat afkom. So there's a lot of things that's in the pipeline. So please stay tuned. Definitely. So 0645369095 is that WhatsApp line if you do want to converse with us. So moenie uitmis nie man, moenie uitmis nie. Stay tuned and please go support Shaquille Adams. Shaquille, my motivation for you is stay the person you are. You understand? Stay young in spirit. Alles jy ook al kan je ook nou 80 raak en is nog steeds op je been bezig met bezigheid. Stay young in spirit 100%. And do not let anything and anyone stand in your way to reach higher success. You understand? Humbly, you will conquer greater things and your gift will make room for you.
Thanks so much, man.
Of course. Stay tuned. Ons gaan 'n bietjie teruggaan. En soos ek sê nie almal gaan miskien like the genre nie, but I make no apologies for it. So please enjoy the song that we are playing out for. And the song's name is God van Lewe, God se plan, en in ons eie moedertaal of meeste van die moedertaal in Afrikaans, Veronica Meyer featuring Pearl Adams. God van Lewe, God se plan. Stay tuned. This is Radio Easter, Cape Town's leading internet radio station. The Business Hub met die Business Preacher.
Easter our station, our talent, our people.
Die ding rukkie.
listening to Radio Yesterday.
Our station, our talent, our people.
Tidang Raki.
This is the news on Radio Yesterday.
In the news, identity of Western Cape's new anti-gang unit passed still unknown. City of